Hi, my name is Jerome Davis, and I was a professional bull rider. Let me tell you a little bit about my life. I was born on August 10th, 1972, in Colorado Springs, Colorado, where my father was stationed in the military. 6 months later, my family decided to move back to Arkdale, North Carolina, to our family ranch where I grew up and live today. When I'm not riding bulls, I love racing motocross, hunting, fishing, and NASCAR. I rode my first bull at age 11, didn't stay on for the full 8 seconds, but knew then I was going to be a bull rider. After riding my fourth bull, I was able to stay on for the full 8 seconds. I would participate in 12 to 15 rodeos a year. I won my first buckle my freshman year in high school. In 1989, I rode in the National High School Final in Pueblo, Colorado, and was named the North Carolina State Rodeo Champion in 1990. After my freshman year of college, I took my bull riding to the next level and turned pro, joining the PRCA. In 1992, I was involved in an accident with a bull named Orange Pop, which slammed nearly 2,000 pounds directly on my chest. That stomp left me in the hospital with a tube down my throat, and I was unable to breathe or eat on my own for days. It was the closest I've been to death, and I was only 21 years old. My partner was so shaken up over the incident, he quit and went back to his ranch. My mom also tried to convince me to quit, but I told her that was my dream, and she never asked me to quit again. I admit I was scared. It was scary and stuff, but I was determined to do what I loved doing and kept going. After that accident, I went home to recover and ran into an old friend named Tiffany. I knew her from farming circles as a child, and we started dating a few months later. She was the best for Christmas that year. She gave me 22 head of cattle from her family farm as a gift. Shortly after the recovery, I went back on tour in which she joined me, and I made a great investment in forming the PBR along with 20 others, which made me pretty financially secure. In 1993, at the PRCA event in Del Rio, Texas, I was cast in my first movie as a stunt double for Luke Perry in 8 seconds, which was pretty awesome. 2 years later, I became the PRCA World Bull Riding Champion and continued into the PBR. I was ranked in the top 5 each year since 1993 and was a national final qualifier since 1994 in the PBR. In 1996, I earned more than $400,000 in competitions and sponsors, and finished third in the PRCA final standings. In 1997, I was second. I eventually decided I would only enter PBR events and started the season off great by making the top PBR rider on tour. I rode 17 bulls and was only tossed off 3 times, and going to Fort Worth, Texas, I had ridden 9 straight bulls without getting bucked off. On March 14, 1988, life changed forever for me and Tiffany, and I went to see the Ultimate Fighting Championship 16 battle in the Bayou. After the show, we pulled into the arena about 30 minutes before the event in which I was competing in. Since I didn't have my credentials, the guard argued with me about who I was, and eventually another guard informed him on who I was and that I was competing in the event. I loosened my riding rope, put on my shafts and hat, and ran into the arena just in time for the national anthem and the prayer for the safety of the riders. Got strapped onto the bull, knocked him out John. Next thing I remember, I woke up on a stretcher, being carried into a tunnel. The doctor told me I fractured the 6th and 7th vertebrae in my neck, and only 2 months into the season, and 2 months before me and Tiffany planned to marry, that I would never be able to walk again. I sadly replied, "You're telling me I can't ride bulls." I never thought about the consequences of riding and not having insurance, and just lost the ability to make money the only way I knew. The first thing I did was told Tiffany was that it was okay if she wanted to leave me. She gladly replied, "That's not an option," she said. After my rehabilitation, the PBR held fundraisers and eventually raised enough money to cover almost all my medical expenses. In October 1998, me and Tiffany married. 14 years later, I'm still in a wheelchair, only able to move my arms, neck, and head, and will never be able to ride again. I now continue to contribute part in the bull riding circuit as a stock contractor, contracting some of the toughest bulls in the PBR, and continue to make personal appearances at events and socials. I also host my own rodeo every year in August called the Jerome Davis International on my ranch in Arkdale, North Carolina, where I raise bulls of the same breed that nearly killed me. I raised them from birth, turning them into the perfect bucking bull. I spend most of my days thinking about genetic lines, trying to cross the right bull with the right cows to produce the perfect bucker, a bull no one can ride. Thank you.
Imagine what that was like, but look out now. Last couple of rounds, Jerome looks like he's loosened up and really looking like his old self. He's going to need to be like his old self on this field here, don't he?
What he's like to do, he wants to work your feet out. Roll the twist, and he'll try. He'll go Jerome. He's making
He just throws the back there is right there and made it look simple. That's one of those fucking many guys off. That's bull of the year. He gets everything. You see him rolling and kicking and jumping. That's a heck of a ride. Well, I think this is the first time we've seen him smile for 94 points. So this is the arena record by one. He deserves every point of it. That was outstanding. And done it easy, too. So, I mean, he didn't just get by the battle school out there. He just rode him easy and shuffled his feet around and spurred him a little.
Boy, it's a thrill to be in this arena and watch that ride take place. You just feel the electricity and it gives you chills from that. What a great moment.